Hey guys, I'm Nunn, a photographer from the UK. I make videos here on YouTube about photography, gear, and when the world's not falling apart, the odd adventure. Today we're going to take a look at how I do low-key product photography, but with a little bit of a colourful twist. My friend Alan from Any40 has been working on some new branding and packaging for a company called Fizz Vape. He sent me over some of the sample products so we can do some photography for the pre-launch campaign. We've had a little bit of a chat about what style we think would suit with the product. We've got 5 different products with 5 different colours, so we want to do something low-key but kind of taking the colour of each product and involving that in the scene somehow to give it some kind of variety. Having a good concept in mind before you start a shoot is really important. I'm not saying you can't go off-piste, but it's worth having a direction to go in to start with. You might change it halfway through, and sometimes you can create really great things by doing that, but having a rough idea of what you want to come out with at the end, it's worth having. So with that in mind, let's get started. So for this shoot, I am using my trusty Canon 5D Mark IV along with the incredible 100mm macro. But really, any lens from about 24 to 100mm would be fine. For lighting, I'm going to be using a couple of 600 EXRTs. These are actually the knockoff versions because they're about 1/3 of the price of the Canon ones. Link below for that sneaky tip. And then to trigger the flashes, I've got the Canon ST-E3 RT. This is a remote transmitter that can wirelessly communicate with the flashes. One of my favourite things about it is the way that it groups the lights. You can have up to 5 groups and it labels them ABC, so I've got ABC on top of my flashes. For a little bit of atmosphere in these shots, I'm using a smoke machine. I picked this one up for about £40 on Amazon. Alternatively, you could try atmosphere aerosol. It's quite a good alternative and obviously really portable. For each of the products, I've picked a matching gel from my Roscoe Strobus collections. These are a set of gels specifically designed for flash heads, and there's just about every colour in the world in there. I'm going to use some fishing wire to help the products to levitate, so I'm just going to tie some wire to the neck and then hang it from a boom arm. With the products in place, let's get the softbox set up. I'm using the Westcott Apollo strip, which has been in my kit bag for probably 8 years or more. It's going to be the key light, and with it being so close to a small product, it's going to seem absolutely huge. Behind the bottle, I'm going to put a gelled light, and I'm going to put that into a grid. The grid's going to keep light off the backdrop and focus it onto our subject. To make life a little bit easier, let's cut out some of the ambient light in the room. It doesn't have to be pitch black, but making it a bit dimmer will help with that low-key look. Now let's get a shot framed up and get a base exposure. I'm going to do this using the histogram. If you're an expert histogram user, you might want to skip ahead a few seconds. But if you're not sure how a histogram works, let's just dive into it really quickly. A histogram is a 2-axis chart. At the bottom we've got luminance, which is the intensity of light, so how bright or dark something is. On the left is a dark value and on the right, bright values. The vertical axis is pixel count. At the bottom is few and the top is a lot. The data from your image gets spread across the histogram, so you can see how much is in the shadows, midtones and highlights. For our base exposure, we want to get the histogram all the way across to the left-hand side. That'll show that our image is made up of almost total darkness, and it's going to help us understand when we've removed enough ambient light from the photo, without making it too dark, forcing our lights to work much harder than they need to. I'll start with a guess for my settings, but I can see that we still need to crush that histogram even more to the left. I'll keep tweaking my settings until the histogram is the exact shape we want. Now that no natural light's coming into the scene, I can start bringing in my own lights. I'll start with the key light, and then I'll bring in the red gelled rim light, tweaking my levels and refining the position of the lights. With the lighting looking good, it's time for smoke. Whenever I get the smoke machine out, I always overdo it, I hold down the button for too long, and this happens. With our lights dialed in, it's worth getting a few extra shots to make sure we've really nailed it. Now all I need to do is repeat this for each different product, changing the gel colour each time. From here, it's into Lightroom for a fairly simple edit, and a bit of clone stamping to get rid of the fishing wire to sell the levitation. And there we have it, a set of 5 really dynamic low-key product images, but What do you think? That coloured gel, right? It just takes it up to the next level. I'm really happy with these images. Hopefully NE40 will love them too and get some use out of them, help them launch that brand. His client will be happy, he'll be happy, we're happy, you're happy? I mean, happy's a strong word, isn't it? Anyway, cool, we're done. Until the next one, stay gold.